What's up, guys? We have a game with the white pieces against Ozan 2009, 1196. I went 1d4 by accident. I meant to go 1e4, but oh well. We'll play a d4 game. I go d4. He responds with e5. Some type of gambit. Reverse Scandinavian. I don't know what this is. I'll take it. He develops a knight. The threat is he's attacking my pawn. I don't care about that pawn. I just want to develop. The drawback, there's no real drawback of his move. I'm just going to continue development. So I might as well bring out this knight, which defends. I don't care about the pawn, but I mean, I want to develop anyway, so. And this guy's almost 1200. He goes d5. So he pushes his pawn two squares forward, opening up his other bishop's diagonal. He's trying to develop super fast, even at the cost of a pawn. That's pretty cool. We have en passant here, and that way where we just stay up the pawn, and then maybe he'll develop the bishop and capture. I'm gonna do that. And then he'll probably put his other bishop here, trying to pin the knight. For some reason he takes with the pawn, ruining his pawn structure and not developing his bishop. So I don't like this. I think developing the bishop was better. But this is good for me. I can continue developing. Or I could put a pawn in the center. Let's put a pawn in the center. And open up this bishop so we can castle. He develops a minor piece. The threat is he's attacking my pawn. The drawback, no real drawback. I'm just gonna, I mean, we could either develop our knight and protect. We could try to pin his knight. I think developing the knight is more natural, doing this first. And here maybe he'll try to pin. Developing another minor piece, pinning our piece. Maybe he can apply more pressure to this piece. So we can develop our bishop. If you care, you can break the pin. You can also not care about your pawn structure and ignore the pin and go aggressive. Pin, you know, do your own pin. That's an option. We could always ask the question if he takes it and we take it. Maybe he jumps the knight in. And then you have to go, I'm going to move your queen here. That looks reasonable. Let's try that. Even if I had to move my queen back home, I don't see what the big deal is. His knight can't be solidified by a pawn in the center. So he doesn't even go for this jump. So now I could definitely throw this pin in. And then he won't have any tempo on my queen. I could develop it, let's say, to c4. That's an option. I'm just going to pin it though. I'm up a pawn. So these types of things are good for me. He castles, which unpins it. I can always take it at any moment. That way he doesn't jump. It does bring a pawn into the center and open up his rook. And it takes away this from my knight, so that's not ideal. However, I could just castle. And now my king is safe. If he jumps into the center, whatever, I'll just move my queen. And I was gonna trade this bishop anyway for his knight. So I'm thinking this move is the best. He can't hit my queen again, so let's go there. And now we hit the knight, so he'll probably take. We could take with the queen. We could take with the knight. Maybe this reroute. Maybe we take with the queen. I'm thinking the knight's more fun. Let's do the knight. And now let's do the reroute to F5. I feel like that's just a better square. So he improves the rook on a semi-open file, hits his pawn. At any point I can go c3, but it doesn't seem necessary right now, so I don't want to waste the time to do it. I still like my move, or I could develop the bishop. Huh. If I go here immediately and he kicks me immediately, the d-pawn's not hanging, and if I do the checks and he goes somewhere, what's the point of that? I could take the bishop, queen takes. I feel like we should develop first. And now we can go f5 with a third attacker. We could also wait and put our rook here. So he does go to the side. This threatens my bishop. The drawback is it takes away control of the center. I do have this square, which is what I had planned. And now I'm not sure what his knight's doing here. It's dominated by my bishop. He goes h6. This threatens nothing. The drawback is it wastes time. Maybe his best move was just to go back. I'm not sure what this does. Whatever. So I think we could even do this now. We don't even necessarily want to take this pawn. It kind of just hinders his own pieces. Is f4 a move? Maybe that's too fancy. Fine. Let's just go with the simple knight f5. It adds a third attacker. We could take his bishop and then have the minor piece would be me with this bishop and him with this knight. So he does kick the knight. That threatens the knight, but it does hang a pawn with check. Even if he hits my knight, I can, I don't know, just go back here, I guess. Otherwise, I could take, and take. And then when, but then he, oh no, I'm hitting the queen. So even if he does this, I get a queen, he gets a queen, I get a rook. So that's probably better than winning the pawn with check. So let's do that. There's no funny business. Oh wait, what if he moves this rook? If he moved that rook, I take the queen, he takes the queen, and then I still get a rook. Okay. But now he moves the queen. This threatens nothing. I get a rook. He took with the rook, which relieves the pressure off my c-pawn. And now I'm winning. I think I should activate. I could also go here. That's a little fancy. I should definitely bring my rooks in the game. First, let me bully his queen since I'm up 4 points of material. Because he probably doesn't want to trade. So by bullying, I just improve my position and kind of say, like, there's nothing you can do about it because you don't want to trade. You got to move. So this is interesting. He moves his knight, but I'm just going to queen trade. And then I'm going to bring a rook to the open file. These are just the most natural moves. Any rook there would have been fine. He's going for more trades, but I'm pretty sure I'm up a lot of stuff. So that's good for me. And I'm down on the clock, so now I just want to infiltrate and win stuff. His knight's going to be a little annoying. I could even take that. So maybe I will. I just need to get my king in the game, actually. Here, here. I mean, I can almost... Here, here, here. I mean, it's whatever. It's definitely winning for me, so... I don't even need to waste time calculating. And if I get a chance to take the knight, I'll just snatch it and run my king up to the center of the board. I don't know, he doesn't have anything now, like... I'm just gonna give it check so I get another free move. And then I'm gonna bring my king in. So now I'm just attacking stuff with tempo. I could kick the knight and win the pawn, but I just want to move my king in right now. I'm up 4 points of material. I just want to dominate the knight and make it nice and easy. I'm down on the clock. I don't want to lose on time because I can't think, so. Brain damage. Okay, so now he just abandons the pawn voluntarily. So if I take, I have no idea what his idea is. He can go back. I'm just going to go in the corner so his knight can't harass it. And I have full access. He's just going back and forth. This is where I advance my pawn up the board. I don't even need my king here. I just want to see how long can I have done this. Wait. Okay, so I did this because he had the A pawn, and I didn't feel like moving my rook back and forth to this. Okay. But once I get the A pawn, then you definitely just run the pawn. So now he goes on this side of the board. I don't care. The game is over. I'm just going to get a queen. Oops. I didn't mean to release that. It's okay. It's winning no matter what. But it was supposed to be a c3. Why is this guy playing? What does he think's gonna happen? I can just do anything. You can do anything in this position. Where you going, buddy? Rucksack. King up. Pawn up. King up. Pawn up. King up. I really wanted him to go the other way and put him in some type of zigzag or stalemate. Now with a minute on my clock, I'm confident that I have this one in the bag. What? Oh my god. I'll just box him in this way. I'll box him in this way. I'll box him in this way. This is what would be stalemate if you didn't have this pawn, huh, fella? I'm gonna ignore you and move my king because you still have a pawn. And now I'm gonna checkmate you on this. Which one's better square? This one or this? This one's in your face, so let's do that one. All right. Next, get him out of here. We got Lego Switch 1138. Let's not make a mistake and let's go e4 and move one. We're 1150. He's 1138. E4, E5. Standard stuff. That's what they teach you. I bring my knight out. He brings his knight out. I bring my bishop out. And my plan is to close the chain and play F4. So let's close the chain. Open up our bishop. He's bringing his bishop out to this diagonal, so it's active. He closes his chain, and now we go F4. Aggressive, scary. But what about this? That's what you're thinking, aren't you? Well, that's what we're both thinking. So he develops his bishop with a tempo on the queen. He's ready to castle. He's coming at me hard. He's developed 3 minor pieces, attacking my queen. I say let's block and develop a piece of our own. 3 against 3, ready to castle. He voluntarily takes the F pawn. There's no threat. The drawback is he's letting me recapture with tempo, and when I castle I'll have an open F file. If I recapture immediately, are there any tricks? I don't see any tricks, so let's develop a 4th piece. He'll castle, that makes sense. Threatens nothing. No drawbacks. I think it's time. Well, we can't castle. That's ridiculous. So I was definitely not going to say that. So we'll castle long. So we need to move our queen like here, which also unpins the knight. But we can develop our queen. Look, we'd rather develop it on F3 by having him take. So what if we kick it first? And then where can he retreat that's any good? Like here or here? I don't buy it. And if I'm gonna be opposite side castling, I'd rather get my pawn storm started early. And like I said, I'd rather not put my queen here or here. I'd rather put it on F3 and a rook on F1. He does take. It's not crazy to take with the pawn, but the whole point of this was to open up the F file and pressure the F pawn. So I think this makes sense, and I think I'm very well developed. I have 4 pieces out. He puts pressure and there's a pin, so now I need to get my king safe. And out of this pin, it does release some control of this. So now maybe after I castle he needs to be careful. Maybe. I'm going to castle and get out of this. He immediately pushes in the center. This threatens my center and my piece. Drawback is, I think it's hanging. Isn't it hanging? It looks hanging. Also, I don't even know. Maybe this is a move. Takes, takes, takes. I mean, maybe this is a move. It's a weird position. But this is just a free pawn. Okay. So he captures my piece with his knight. So now I'm going to recapture him, I guess, with my bishop. Makes the most sense. So keep the pressure on here. He goes this, but I think this is a bad move. I think maybe he wanted to develop his knight as soon as possible, like a couple moves ago. What if I take and he takes with his king and I go bishop here, check, then the queen can block. So what if I go takes, takes, this way, check, then the queen can't block. No matter where the king moves, I take the queen. And if he doesn't take, I just take the rook. Take takes here. What else? What else can he have on check? He can't intercept with any piece, so let's go for it. Originally, I was just gonna move it back and then put a rook here, move the bishop somewhere, and pressure the f pawn. So now he kind of walks into this, and maybe we get an early ding, a 14 move, end it for Lego Switch. He blocks with the queen. Thank you very much. Okay. Now I think I'll just continue along my plan. You also could maybe push in the center with tempo. Assume he goes back. Actually, yeah, if I start with this, hitting this pawn, maybe he lodges it, but then you can dislodge it, and if he wants to lodge it, you can dislodge it. So he can't cement himself there. Is there any harm in starting with this? I think he'll have to do this anyway. Oh. Let's go. Another one in the books. Another quick e4 game. Easy ding. I love these because I still have 5 minutes on my clock. I don't have to panic and blunder super early. I get to pace it. So those are some 2 good games. We got 2 wins. Nice resignation. Some easy, very simple strategic ideas for you to try for yourself. Feel free to submit your rapid games. See you guys.